Step into the unknown with the shadow frequency and your host, Matt Wilson, as he takes you where the shadows hum.
All right, let's see what the old file cabinet of doom has for us tonight. Haunted houses, cursed dogs. Nope. Where is it? Aha! Gotcha. Episode 178, The Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada. Nestled in the dusty heart of the Nevada desert, this motel's garish clown decor hides a darker truth. Next to the Old Tonopah Cemetery, where miners and plate victims rest uneasily, guest report whispers in the night, flickering lights and shadowy figures drifting between graves and garish clown rooms. It's a place where laughter and terror collide. Whew. Okay, Matt, this one's giving me chills already. You ready to dive into this creepy circus?
Oh, Juniper, you know I'm always ready for a paranormal plunge.
Mm-hmm.
Clowns, ghosts, and a graveyard. This is going to be a wild ride.
Wild, more like nightmare fuel. All right, listeners, buckle up and maybe keep a light on. Matt, take us into the shadows.
Thanks, Juniper, for digging through that dusty drawer of dread to find this gem. All right, let's flip open this file on the Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada, a place so eerie it's been dubbed America's scariest motel. Picture this, a lonely stretch of desert highway, a bright red and white building screaming for attention, and over 6,000 clown figurines, dolls, and paintings staring at you with painted grins and glassy eyes. It's not just the clowns that make your skin crawl. This motel sits right next to the Old Tonopah Cemetery, where the ground holds the restless dead from a brutal past. Let's start with the motel's origins. In 1985, siblings Leona and Leroy David built the Clown Motel to honor their father, Clarence David, a miner who died in a tragic Belmont Mine Fire. Some sources say 1911, others 1942. Clarence loved clowns, collecting over 150 figurines, and his kids turned his quirky passion into the motel's theme, displaying his collection in the lobby. Fast forward to today, and that collection has ballooned to thousands, with new owners like Vijay Mehar and CEO Haim Anand adding more creepy clowns, some donated with tales of curses or possessions. Now let's talk about that cemetery next door. The Old Tonopah Cemetery, active from 1901 to 1911, holds about 300 graves. Many belong to victims of the 1905 Tonopah Plague, a brutal pneumonia outbreak that killed 56 people in mere hours, their bodies turning black as their livers hardened. Others are miners from the 1911 Belmont Mine Fire, where 17 men, including hero William Big Bill Murphy, perished in smoke-filled tunnels. The fire was sparked by a candle, ignored by a superintendent who forced men to keep working until it was too late. These spirits, some say, don't rest easy. Guests at the Clown Motel report chilling experiences, disembodied voices whisper, "We mined," or "We died that day," in the halls. In room 108, known as the It Room, with its Pennywise mural, an elderly man stayed for over 6 years, claiming a spirit eased his back pain until he passed away en route to a hospital. Room 701, the Fear Unlimited room, was closed for years after multiple deaths, with guests hearing furniture dragged across empty floors. Apparitions, some resembling Clarence David himself, have been seen drifting from the cemetery to the motel, and a 7-foot-tall clown spirit reportedly watches guests sleep. The lobby's life-size clown doll, caught moving on camera during a 2015 Ghost Adventures episode, adds to the terror. The motel leans hard into its haunted reputation. You can rent EMF meters to hunt ghosts, and themed rooms like Friday the 13th or The Exorcist dial up the fear. It's as if the clowns themselves are vessels for the miners' restless spirits, their painted faces masking something far darker. Juniper, I'm half expecting a clown to pop out of this file. What do you make of this place?
Matt, I'm already checking my closet for rogue clowns tonight.
Right.
Those minor ghosts and that 7-foot specter?
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
Right.
Listeners, what's creepier, the clowns or the cemetery?
Tough call, all right. Juniper, take us to the break.
Listeners, are you feeling that chill down your spine? The Clown Motel's got clowns staring you down and ghosts whispering from the graves next door. Talk about a double dose of spooky. I bet some of you are itching to book a room while others are noping it out hard. Coming up, Matt's diving deeper into the motel's haunted lore, and we'll hear from a listener who's got a personal connection to this creepy spot. But first, let's pass it to Chris Beach to tell you where to find the shadow frequency. Chris?
Thanks, Juniper. And hey, don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, give us a like and subscribe. You can follow the Shadow Frequency on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, all the major podcast directories. Want more? Head over to shadowfrequencypodcast.com, where you'll find every episode, our brand new Shadow blog with companion articles, and our merch store with some eerie cool swag. Plus, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail right on the site and let us know where you're listening from. We might feature your message in an upcoming episode. And if you'd like to support the show, you can even buy us a coffee. Every bit helps keep the shadows whispering. Back to you, Juniper.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Now it's time for the mailbag, where we crank up the spectral message manifester to beam in your thoughts. We'll flip the switches here. All right. Let's zap this thing to life here and see what's waiting. All right, let's get this open here and see what we got. All right, looks like we got a message from Julie in Nevada. Oh, Julie, you're speaking our language. Listen to this, folks. It says, hi, Matt, Juniper, and Chris. My name's Julie, and I'm writing from Nevada. First off, I love the Shadow Frequency. You guys make my work days fly by, and I've lost count of how many times I've laughed, gasped, or had to turn on an extra light because of your stories. I wanted to toss an idea your way. Have you ever covered the Clown Motel here in Nevada? It's such a bizarre, creepy, and fascinating place, and I think it's perfect for your mix of eerie history and spooky fun. Between the clown memorabilia and the old cemetery here right next door, it's practically begging for a deep dive. Keep up the amazing work, and thanks for keeping us entertained and occasionally spooked week after week, day after day. Best, Julie in Nevada. Julie, you are a gem, and guess what? You're the reason we're diving into the Clown Motel tonight. Great minds think alike. I'm picturing you driving past that neon sign, maybe giving those clowns a side eye. Thanks for the love and the suggestion. Listeners, want to join the fun? Like and subscribe. And follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and all major podcast directories. Visit shadowfrequencypodcast.com to catch every episode. Matt, back to you for more creepy clown chaos.
Thanks, Juniper, and a big shout out to Julie for nudging us toward this haunted gem. Let's flip back into the file and explore more of the Clown Motel's paranormal pull. The stories keep coming, and they're not just about clowns with creepy grins. Guests and investigators report consistent activity, especially in rooms like 111, where a terminally ill man was tormented by a dark figure each morning until he took his own life in the parking lot. In room 214, a mischievous spirit messes with guests' belongings, supposedly upset that its favorite guest, a regular named Melvin Dunbar, stopped visiting. Lights flicker, objects vanish, and footsteps echo in empty rooms, especially during the quiet December off-season when manager Haim Anand heard miners' boots stomping above him in an empty motel. The Ghost Adventurers episode in 2015 really put the Clown Motel on the paranormal map. The host, Zach, who's terrified of clowns, caught a clown doll's hand sliding off its leg on camera, with no clear explanation. a spirit box picked up a voice saying, "Hello." It turned on, and a dark silhouette was spotted in the lobby. Since then, the motel's become a magnet for ghost hunters, with YouTubers and TikTokers flocking to capture their own evidence. Some say the clowns themselves act as conduits, letting miners' spirits from the cemetery cross into the motel. The Pueblo Native Americans once used clown-like costumes to channel spirits, so maybe there's something to this idea of clowns as portals. But of course, let's pause for a moment of skepticism. Not every creak or shadow is a ghost. The motel's old, built in 1985, and desert winds can make any building groan. Could some of these experiences be the power of suggestion? You're surrounded by thousands of eerie clown faces sleeping next to a graveyard. Your mind might just be playing tricks. Still, the sheer volume of reports, from voices to apparitions, make it hard to dismiss entirely. The current owners embrace the hauntings, offering ghost hunting gear and expanding the clown collection to break a Guinness World Record. They've added themed rooms and even plan a haunted house attraction. Whether it's the spirits of miners like Clarence David or something darker tied to the clowns, the Clown Motel thrives on its eerie allure. It's a place where you check in for a thrill and might check out with a story or a sleepless night. Juniper, I'm torn. Would you stay in room 108 with Pennywise staring at you, or take your chances with the cemetery ghosts?
Matt, I'd rather sleep in the desert than face those clowns or minor spirits. But I'm dying to know what our listeners think. Stay or run?
Good question. All right, Juniper, wrap us up.
What a creepy trip to the Clown Motel, folks. From ghostly miners wandering from the Old Tonopah Cemetery to clown dolls moving on their own. This place is a paranormal playground. We dove into the eerie history from the 1911 Belmont Mine Fire to the Tonopah Plague and those spine-chilling guest stories that make you question what's watching from the shadows. Big thanks to Julie in Nevada for the tip. Keep those ideas coming to shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. Matt, any last words before we escape this clown show?
Just one. Keep the lights on tonight.
You got it, Matt. Listeners, thanks for joining us on The Shadow Frequency. We'll be back next week with more chills and thrills. Until then, stay spooky and sleep tight. Unless you're at the Clown Motel. Good night.
This episode was produced with a commitment to exploring the unexplained while grounding our discussion in documented discoveries. All interpretations are speculative and intended for entertainment purposes.